There was a time last year when I didn't know if I had what it would take to make it through.
I never truly thought it was an option to wonder if I had what it took to make it through.
I felt alone, afraid. I didn't know how I'd ever feel whole again.
I felt alone and afraid because I never felt what whole was before.
I'm 32,
I am 18.
and this guy gave me hope during a really difficult time in my life.
This guy saved my life.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Jonathan. I'm a New Pathways board member, an attorney, but most importantly, I'm a mentor to this guy.
What's up? I'm Devon. I've been at New Pathways for 3 years now. During that time, Jon and I done a lot of cool things together. Mainly, he helped me put my life on track.
I came to New Pathways originally because I wanted to give back. You see, I realized how fortunate I am to be born into the family that I was. I have loving parents who are here today. I received all the support, stability, and love that I could need to become a stable and balanced adult. I wanted to share that stability with someone who had never experienced it before.
See, I came to New Pathways because my school suggested it would help me. I've been kicked out of a lot of schools. I just wanted to prove to myself I was worth it.
He's right. Throughout life, we all have to prove ourselves to others at different times. And when I was growing up, I had to prove myself to my parents, my coaches, my teachers. These were all people that were invested in my success. And when I went on to prove myself to myself, I became a successful attorney, a caring husband, a loyal friend. Some would say most importantly, a proud dog owner. Those are all experiences that shaped my life. And then I met Devon. Devon just had to prove that he existed.
It's true. It took really a long time.
Devon's parents, grandparents, and other family members are either in prison or they've been there for significant portions of his life. They're all good people, but they've just been too absorbed in their own struggles to worry about what's going on with him and his world. Too absorbed in their own struggles to care about the small details of just showing that you love someone. And too absorbed in their own struggles to worry about small details like just saving his birth certificate.
Yeah, that was a major bummer.
Yeah, it was a bummer to the tune of 6 months of us trying to get it reissued just so he could prove who he was and get a job. Look, that's not the concern of a typical teenager, and it shouldn't be. When I first met Devon, I didn't think that I'd be able to help him. We're from completely different worlds. I thought he'd assume that I wouldn't get him or get his life.
I knew he wouldn't get it. I didn't need him to get it. I just needed someone to talk to, a bus car to get to school. That's all I really needed.
And the truth is, I don't get it. I'll never get it. But I can tell you what I do get. And that's how knowing Devon has broken my heart and healed it all at the same time. Bearing witness to his pain and the pain of other kids like him in New Pathways has truly changed me. But I'll tell you something also that Devon doesn't even know. Last year, I was going through a really difficult time, like I mentioned. My marriage had ended. I was lost, disconnected. Frankly, I was questioning who I was as a person and my perception of the world. I had taken some time to get my life in order, get things on track, and hadn't seen Devon for a little bit. But when I picked him up, we started in our typical way. I asked him how he's doing. How's school? How's his girlfriend? Like I said, the typical stuff. But he interrupted me. He said, "Are you okay?" Devon is someone that the world has turned its back on. And his life has been greeted with nothing but rejection and unacceptance. Yet in that moment, that is not what he chose to reflect back into the world. In that moment, there he was, concerned about me, wanting to make sure that I was okay. In that moment, he chose to extend unconditional love to me when no one yet in his life had shown the capacity to do that for him. So that moment is when I knew that I was going to make it through. That moment is when I truly understood the impact of New Pathways, that it teaches kids how to spread unconditional love and the power of doing that despite all of their unearned suffering. That moment meant more to me than words can ever express.
I could tell he really needed me.
Of all the people that I've had to prove myself to throughout my life, I now realize that there's one person that I have left to prove myself to. And that's Devon. Because that matters most of all. And this morning's theme is It Begins With Me. And this year, everyone connected to New Pathways is asking themselves, how can their support or connection to this organization be amplified? For me, it began with just deciding to be a mentor.
It began with me deciding to let someone in. It began with me meeting my best friend.